Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails Through Daybreak part 145. In the previous video we finished up chapter 5 and learned that yes, there is a full another finale chapter. I guess the question still remains of whether it's going to be like a real full-size chapter or maybe like a shorter one, because we don't really exactly know what's left with the plot per se. I mean, there's definitely like 8,000 loose threads, but like I don't really know which one we're gonna pull at. Also, new title screen. We got, you know, Van and Mayor and Van's legally distinct floating supernatural entity behind him. It's kind of cool looking. He also got Van looking at his phone like, you know, the number that's in his directory as do not respond pops up at 2:23 in the morning and his resolve is shaking. Hey, that's the title screen music, man, but we're not on the title screens. No, my simulator! You know, you can order some delivery. Hey, we're about to fire all our guys. We're gonna have so much more disposable income. We can afford a little bit of splurging, ain't that right, Van? Can you tell some of this stuff new, or we just never upgrade your thingy? Burgard with the golden hair. Man's retired. He's going platinum blonde and getting a tan. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that.
You
don't gotta think it's cool, but you gotta respect it, I suppose.
Here's your delivery.
Alright, what's poppin'? Where do you people live?
So you're going back to your apartment?
Don't talk to her, alright? I'm telling you, this lady is pure unadulterated evil.
Yeah, I
Or
guess
at the
that's
very
the plan.
least, kind of
I
shady.
must have worried you sick, huh? It looks like Buzz Raiders finally given up on their stupid obsession with me, so it seems safe enough to live there again.
There's been so much going on lately that I'm sure they've got bigger fish to fry now.
Yeah, you know, just barged in your room without knocking.
Oh, you're fine. I've actually been wanting to thank you for helping out Judith for a while now. Please pass on my regards to everyone else as well, including the family who runs the bistro.
Now hold your horses! I'm the one who's been helping him out, so why is he the one getting thanked?
Because I'm sure that you just weaseled your way into his trips outside the capital without taking no for an answer. I don't know all you've been up to, but I do know that you were able to return in one piece thanks to Arkwright Solutions' efforts. And with how much I respect you as my senior in the industry, I think it's only natural for me to want to say thank you.
So you respect me that much, huh? I mean, not that it isn't perfectly natural for you to respect me, of course.
Never takes much to butter her up. Well, I'm sure our young lady here just happens to be an expert at it. Yeah, she's an expert at lying and manipulating people. I don't trust you, lady.
She's become such a sassy little thing. She was so cute and polite when she first started out, but look at her now. All that success must be going to her head.
That was 3 years ago, right? I don't know if 15's early or late for starting out in your industry.
It's not late, but it's not really early either. I started acting at 14 myself. A lot of actors and actresses get their first roles when they're children even, which just goes to show how much of an unusual case she is. She ended up going from a rookie to a top actress in 3 years, which is just crazy.
I can see why, though. I've seen a few of her films, and it's interesting seeing how different her approach to the craft is compared to yours. You know, how she's, like, good at her job. You can handle any kind of role that's thrown at you, yeah, but she just fully becomes the character she's playing without even trying.
I didn't realize you knew your way around different acting techniques.
Which is why we shouldn't trust her.
Her performance in Wolf's Requiem was amazing. But Gloria just blew me away.
Yeah, her Sheena Dirk was something else. Media kicked up all that fuss about an Easterner playing the role, but in the end it was hard to see her as anything other than Sheena Reborn. Well, you don't know what she was like.
Boy,
You're not
she's
that
4
old.
years my junior, and already she's nipping at my heels. She's sure not making it easy to stay top dog.
What do you mean stay? You've already been dethroned, dummy.
But I say bring it on. I don't plan to go down without a fight.
Yeah, I got nothing respect for the spunk you got in ya. Real shame about the rest of you, though.
You better watch your darn mouth. And while I'm at it, I think what you said earlier was pretty out of line, too.
You're gonna have to be way more specific than that, lady. Say a lot of shit on this channel. Right.
So, now that we've dealt with Almada, things should be back to business as usual before long.
Okay, the one time I'm not gonna complain about a flashback to something that happened like literally 10 in-game minutes ago because it's been like, I don't know, 72 in-game hours for me, or out-of-game hours.
But it's about time you guys started thinking about whether or not you want to keep working here.
Yeah, I think so
Wow,
too.
I didn't expect you to outright admit it. Then,
You don't want people butting in your side hustle either, do you?
well, no, but that's not the same thing.
Yeah, you don't have a side hustle, Van. Going to the movies doesn't count.
I inherited my techniques from my mom and hers before her. And while they might not be legal, I still think the world needs...
I mean, your techniques are legal. It's what you use them. Well, there's no law that says you can't transform into a cat lady, probably. What you use your techniques for, that's what's illegal.
Oh, I get you now. I don't know what your secret is, but you've got something you don't want people to get involved in too, huh? Or I guess, something you can't afford to let them get involved in.
I'm sure that'll work out for you, Van. No, you might be saying no anime/JRPG protagonist has ever managed to hide their dark secret past from their companions, but Van, he'll be the first one. I'm positive. Anyway, as people who transform into things a teenager might have dreamed up, we gotta look out for each other. I don't know if I'm down to get caught living with an actual criminal, though, so you should still probably find some other place to live.
But I really don't want to give this place up.
Also, the people who designed Van's transformed form and Judith's transformed form be like, yo, why are we taking strays? What do you mean a teenager drew these up? I put my heart and soul into that shit.
Well, I've got my next film's premiere coming up, so I'll go back to my old place before the festival, at least. I just wish I didn't have a bunch of stuff to report to Mom and Grammy first.
Enough about me. I get why you draw that line where you do, but the way I see it or the way they see it, I think it's fine. Also, don't get a big head because we talked to you first. I literally don't know who's in any of these rooms, okay? Like, left, right, I don't know. I know Rosette is on the... I think this is Rosette's room? No, this is Aaron's room? And this is... Katra? Doesn't look like it's fairy. Fuck. Aaron? Katra? Fuck. I got the build. They turned the building around. That was one of Almada's last devious schemes. Was turning the building. This is. Rosette? Fuck. World history. Yep. Got a picture of a road on it. The Central Eastern and Western history textbooks?
Oh, yeah! Agnes gave me the Western one.
They seem kind of small for all the world's history.
They're supposed to be the same edition, but there's a bunch of little differences between their contents and viewpoints. It's been really eye-opening comparing them, even if there's also lots of stuff I don't really understand.
Yeah, join the club. Ain't you a budding scholar? If you can get your hands on the Far Eastern version, I bet you find all kinds of differences there too.
I was thinking the same thing. So, Aaron promised to give me his old copy.
I don't know what the... I don't feel like... you gotta update the the textbooks for world history like every year in Zemuria, considering all the crazy shit that happens. Or like, you need that things to be like a monthly edition.
You know, before I met you, I barely left the village. Most of my life was spent inside of it. But Ida wasn't kidding when she talked about how big the outside world is. Even if I dedicated my entire life to studying, I doubt I could learn all there is to know about it.
Probably, yeah. I mean, there's no probably about it. I mean, you could probably obtain a wide surface level knowledge of many things, but even then, I mean, you know, there's only so much. Listen, I meant what I said earlier, and I probably shouldn't have brought it up out of nowhere the way I did.
No, I totally get where you're coming from. The timing is right. Now that Almada's gone, I feel like I've been able to avenge Ida's death. It sounds like Abi's willing to forgive me for disobeying his orders, too. I also miss Umi, my mom, and my siblings Lana and Camille, to tell you the truth. But I've also gotten used to living in Calvert, and I have a lot of fun at Sunday school.
If you bring more children to this house, we're gonna disown you.
And more than anything else, I'd be really sad to say goodbye to you and everyone here.
Don't laugh. Still, we're not talking about tomorrow or even next week. And even if you do go home, it's not like we'll never see each other again. Unless you get Kevin'd. If your goal is to become a real warrior, though, then I think the choice is clear.
I guess you're right.
But you don't have to go down that path if you don't want to. There's plenty of things you could do off the battlefield. You could even try following a path more like Sylphie's.
You really think I could be like Fee?
Follow the Jaeger to Bracer pipeline. I'm not pushing you to join the guild or anything, to be clear. Just saying it might be better than you following in your brother's footsteps. I mean, look how he turned out.
Yeah, I think so too. Still, I never even considered becoming a bracer.
Really? I doubt that. I doubt you've never considered it.
Is it okay if I think more about it?
Think about it as long as you want. There's no rush. Just be ready to head out in a bit, okay?
Okay.
Also, what these textbooks say? Give me the textbook, Fairy. Hand it over. It made me think about what else I can do besides just going back home and being a warrior. I think I'm confusing myself about it. There's just so many options. So, I want to take the time to really think it through. Thanks for all the help along the way, Van. You're a catch. Wait, I mean, Rosette. Wait. This was Aaron's room. Yeah, because I said this was Rosette's room. I thought she was on this side. I don't know. I guess I thought she was in a corner. Unless you're working on stuff for Marduk. Probably about Almada. Now she's in a flame war. It's a decent chunk of time until half past, so I better get out of her hair.
Oh, Mr. Arkwright.
Sorry, I wouldn't have come in if I'd known you were working. All the Almada stuff almost wrapped up.
Yes. We've been able to pinpoint groups related to them, their dummy corporations, and other illegal channels. I admit to some surprise at just how far outside of Calvard their reach spreads, but Marduk has largely decontaminated the areas over which it has influence.
Chief of Security has a big role to play in that too, I'm sure. Though who wants to bet Thorndyke will use this as a chance to expand Marduk's market share?
I suspect you would be on the winning side of that bet. Between the war against the Empire and the Tower and Crossbell appearing soon after, it feels like too much is happening too fast in Zemuria. As other countries seek to catch up with the Republic and its latest innovations, Zyphas, assault frames.
So, what? You guys didn't invent the mechs, alright? For the record, you didn't invent the mechs. Those things are kind of cooler. No offense.
I imagine
I'm
the
not
need
even
for
a mech
Marduk's
guy.
services will only expand going forward.
If anything, you could probably label me as anti-mech. Makes it abundantly clear we're living in a time of big change. And speaking of, you started thinking of the next step for yourself at all?
I am but a humble concierge. Nothing more, nothing less. My focus for the foreseeable future remains supporting you, Mr. Arkwright. Be that with Mare or with your stun caliber.
Catch up to Calvard. You know, crossbows turned out 2 doomsday weapons in the last, like, fucking 3 in-game years? Catch up to Calvard. What the fuck has Calvard done?
I could do most of my work remotely as I did before, of course, but I am now aware of just how much more inefficient that is.
Gotcha. Sure wish I knew why you people love to have their eye on me so damn much. But I ain't gonna tell you what to do. We got an equal deal going on between us. Just keep in mind that starting next month, I'm not gonna need as much office help as I have been. Which is probably fine for you. Your plate's full enough without dealing with the day-to-day around here.
Well, I suppose I do. Though I would like to believe I'm making a fair contribution irrespective of that.
Sum up.
It's nothing, really. I was only thinking that I might not be able to help you from next month onward after all. You see, next month will mark 1 year since I was given this body, and it's about time it was given some thorough maintenance.
Alright.
Depending on matters here and the overall project status, I might have to return to my former environment. In that event, I would have no choice but to revert to assisting you remote.
Hold up. You really gonna be okay with that?
So you have an inkling as to what that former environment was? What gave it away? Was it something about the way I work? No, I suppose there isn't any point in me knowing.
Wasn't anything like that, just...
Please, don't misunderstand. As you're aware, Marduk is a logical, impartial corporation. So long as I keep demonstrating I can provide value to them, I don't doubt they will keep letting me use this body. In that regard, our relationship is quite equitable. I even plan to purchase it from them if all goes well.
Oh, that's how they get you, Rosette. Don't fall for that trap. And they'll be like, oh, sorry, we gotta add a fee. Oh, man, oh, we're gonna have to up the interest rate. I know we said it was locked in, but actually, well, you know, we kind of have a monopoly on the robot body, so what are you gonna do? They're not gonna pass any laws. President's is busy trying to destroy the world, okay? He ain't got time to legislate. That's an option? State-of-the-art artificial body can't run cheap,
It
though.
most certainly is costly. But with my salary, I think it's possible that I could have enough Mira saved in a few years.
Yeah, that's how... Yeah, okay, maybe.
My current arrangement here earns me even more than my remote work did, too. So I would like to keep at it as long as possible.
Hey, happy to help. I'm curious, just how high salary are we talking anyway?
Well, I can't give you a specific number
Yeah, you
since
can.
that's classified information.
Oh, classified information. Don't was that? Where's that?
But about enough to buy an Etwas entry-level sedan.
You could buy a used apartment in the suburbs with that kind of money. A used apartment? I'm like, I kind of know what you mean, but it's not really a terminology I've really seen used very often. Or did she say you? No, she didn't say you. Okay, because I thought maybe he was like using the word used as like a play on her saying used car, but no, she's talking about buying a fucking brand spanking new one. I don't believe I've ever divulged how I spend my savings in retrospect. I'm not sure what my job responsibilities will entail after next month's maintenance, but I believe I'll continue to explore my transfer options. They do seem quite attractive. Shouldn't you be like trading stocks with your robot brain? And your I don't know, maybe Marduk has... I don't know, they don't really seem like the type of company to have like restrictions on employees insider trading, you know? This is I don't think Calvard really has, they don't really kind of give me that vibe of like we would care about somebody using their secret connections to make a bunch of money. Theo shall assist you, Katra. Oh, okay. I guess we can go to Katra too. I was mainly here to see Theo. What about Zeros? Where's he? You still got time, don't worry, but damn, your drone is something. Their speech is stiffer than a hollow's, but it's wild that they can hold a whole conversation with them.
Yeah, they don't have complete free will, but they do have a networked sense of self.
Yeah, okay. Predictive text generator.
Zeros is the same. They're around the same quality as those combat shells in the Empire, from what I understand. The other mare is leagues ahead of them on a technical scale, but Hades knows how long it'll take humanity to make something similar.
That'd be a tough ask even for Hamilton and Cronkite, huh?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking singularities here. Still, we know it's theoretically possible. That was proven by what happened behind the scenes 2 years ago. You've heard all about that, I assume.
Heard more than you. A bit, yeah. I guess I don't even need to ask what you're gonna do once you graduate. Feels like a given you'll be focusing on orbital drone research if you got your sights set even higher.
I'd like to help the professor with her work at some point, even if I don't feel like I'm quite ready yet. Still, I'd rather finish things here before moving on to something else. Working here has been incredible for broadening my horizons too, so I think continuing my studies here would be more than worth its while.
You think?
Basel has patently more in the way of facilities, but the orbital network is lightning quick these days. It's even helped me attend lectures at the Institute remotely, so it hasn't been half as inconvenient as I was expecting.
You know, companies always say that shit. They're like, oh man, look how much faster the internet is now. Yet, you know what? Internet fucking same ass speed as it's been since 2010. Make it make sense.
Being here will also let me take part in the project to upgrade the network currently in use in Edith and the surrounding area. Though, at some point, I'd really like to broaden my studies at the Epstein Foundation, ZCF, and Rhineford.
Makes sense. Man, our little boy could only think of protecting his grandmother's home is all ready to take the world by storm. With how grown up you are, should have just joined us in the Springs instead of being shy.
What?
Why would you bring that up?
Aaron?
Yeah. My bad. I only heard about it after it came out of my mouth. Lick his forehead. But yeah, compared to the others, hasn't been long since you moved in. If you're satisfied with the setup you got going on here, I don't see the harm in working from here a little longer. Plus, you got pollen to breathe down your neck if your health starts to nosedive from researching all night.
You're probably right. It's nice how she always worries.
Should we read too much into the fact that Catra's the only person Van's like, actually, maybe you shouldn't leave? Everyone else, he's like, hey, man, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Van ain't gonna stop you. But for Catra, he's like actually trying to bargain.
Still, are you sure you aren't gonna need my help after this month? Almada might be out of the picture, but the issue of the Genesis is still ongoing.
You know, the actual reason the plot started? Because, I mean, that was why we started the game, was the Genesis, not Almada. Almada just kind of popped up later.
And there's still a lot we don't know about Mare, the Grendel, or Marduk either. Then there's whatever Yang, Professor Cronkite, is working on with the President.
Got a point, there's a lot going on. So, if I need help with stuff, I'll be sure to come knocking. That means you come knocking if you need help with stuff too. I can investigate whatever you want, even down to the color of Cronkite's underwear. He doesn't wear any. He says it's a waste of time in the morning. He could spend that time researching.
That's so random. And don't think I didn't notice you patting me on the head.
You've become very red, Catra.
Get a cold? Let me feel.
My temperature is perfectly normal, thank you very much.
I did want to mention, don't feel obligated to shoulder my workload. I appreciate it, but solving problems myself helps you learn more about the bigger picture. You never know what that knowledge base, or know when that knowledge base may come in handy. Okay, who's left? There's Aaron, and Anya's, and Old Man. What, Anya's you don't count? You're not fucking important, Anya's? What the hell? This is where you snuck off to? Yeah, I had a quick errand to attend to. All your preparations squared away? Preparations? Feels like a bit of a stretch to call them that, but yeah, I'm ready. We still got plenty of time, so no need to rush. Well, there's rushing and there's being efficient. Guess she's in the middle of something. I'll bug her later after my stuff's done. I didn't really, well, wait, oh yeah, but I know Van shows up in the reflection. Thought he was a vampire for a second. I didn't really pay attention that Van has the second and third working mirrors in all of Zemuria. Well, I guess Van doesn't. Old dude does. Don't grr at me, you little. Don't tell me you're racist too. What's he doing now? Sleeping or standby mode, I guess. No point waking him up. Sleep tight. Brother, you already woke him up. That's why he was grrring at us and looked at us. And then grrred. Like a meanie. It's quite lovely out today. The sun feels wonderful. It's been some time till last made the rounds. I think it's getting me excited. Honestly, kind of nice to have you still acting the same around times like these. Also, it's the same ass art. Or same art. They ain't updated the damn softcore mags in all these years.
What? You come to talk about that cold bunk you said to the kiddos? If it was gonna eat away at you, you shouldn't have said it in the first place. Looks lame when a dad past his prime sulks over his teenage kids.
You're not a teenager. You're finding ways to call me old. Besides, you seem to have it in your head I wasn't talking to you, but I was. You gotta have plans to go back home eventually, right?
Sure do. I'm a born and bred Longport boy, and I always will be. But I've only been here for 3 months. That's barely enough time to miss me. So unless I've got some specific reason to head back, I'm staying put. But I wouldn't mind going to a few other places, like Crossbell or Arabonia. Hell, I'd even put Eastern Zemuria on the table.
Look at you go.
Knock it off with the my baby's growing up vibe. Oh, and let's get one thing straight. Me staying in the capital doesn't mean I'm gonna be at your beck and call.
I think it does, actually.
If the girls left and this place turned into a total sausage fest, I don't even want to think about how sad a sight that'd be.
Don't give me that look. I'm not after your pity, alright? By the way, your old problem ain't showing any signs of resurfacing, right? Yeah, remember when Aaron could turn into a demon?
You mean that tyrant? Yeah, nothing there. Yen can call me a reincarnation all he wants, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm as me as I can be. I decide what I want to do with my life, not some dusty old relic from the ancient past.
You're one of a kind, cocky little bastard, you know that?
What's that supposed to mean? Don't be such a freaking creep.
It means you're a one of a kind, cocky little bastard, the thing I said? Your ears working? You got the tyrant in them?
Anyway, get lost so I can have my fun. Though, if you don't mind waiting to kick some ass on the clock, that'll give me time to go tap some ass off the clock.
We ain't putting off work for that. Also, come on, let's be honest, Aaron. I don't buy it. Have you been getting around when I haven't been looking? No. I mean, maybe at the brothel. But they have to like you. Who died to make you my grandpa? Go read the kids a bedtime story or something. Just let me do my thing, yeah? No. No shot. Don't believe it. Regard probably gets more ass than you, and his ass is celibate. Probably. I don't know. Where is he, by the way? I see that he's like in the ether. Oh, because we haven't walked in here because it's not been open, so it wasn't on my mini map. What we got popping? We got backup jacket. Oh no, that's your normal jacket. I thought you just had a backup, but you've actually taken it off. Got some stuff. We got some rules. We got some sacred rules. Got something to aspire to. Got the old jukey boxy. Some lizards. That's my jam. Well, look who's made himself right at home.
As you well know, I shouldn't even be alive right now.
I feel like you'd be listening to, like, you know, Baroque opera or something. He's kind of got some taste.
I've decided to make the most of this chance, to try things I couldn't even imagine in my previous life, and have found myself rather enjoying them. The magazines you used to read were quite inspirational, if I'm being honest.
Wait, how is this my fault? Hordes of more respectable students ever found this out, they'd have my head. Did we turn him into a horny old man? What? Actually, that isn't the uncooperative jackass I was expecting.
Indeed. He may be a man of few words, but he is an honorable, just, and determined one, capable of seeing the greater picture. Rank-and-file armed monks trust him, so I would be confident in Iscariot's handling of matters, if he were the only one they answer to. However...
Got his boss to worry about. Their captain, right? The one all 30,000 members of the Papal Guard and Iscariot answer to?
Correct. They took up their post after my retirement, so I've never met them. I believe their identity is considered a top secret, even among the Congregation for Divine Worship, to whom the Papal Guard also answers. I suspect only a small number of people know who they are. Several hundred Iscariot monks, the cardinals of the Congregation for Divine Worship, the commander of the Gralsritter, and the Pope.
I mean, that's a decent number of people. I mean, as soon as you added the several hundred monks, it became much less exclusive.
Whoever they are without a doubt the Congregation's wild card.
What reason would something like that have to get their right-hand man involved in this? The Genesees, or they're more of a Gralsritter kind of deal? Actually, why are you even telling me all this stuff in the first place? I'm already like a magnet for info I don't want to know, as it is.
It's far too late to be caring about such things, my young friend. Still, whether they are criminal or legal, your old friends or your assistants, I genuinely believe that the more people you know and interact with, the better. Who we meet shapes who we become. Be these relationships fortunate or foul, we are all the more human because of them. Surely the past 5 years have taught you this.
Well, people's natures don't just change easily, I guess. Having you in Aracion was a huge help, as huge a help as it is having you here now. I count this relationship among the fortunate ones, at least. On that note, I'm leaving, never to be seen again. For guard out! And then he jumps through the window. So just keep sticking around to the younger generation and kick back a bit, yeah? I'd pay his thanks, but I don't think you take the mirror. Boy, I don't know where you got that thought. I need to fund my new vices. Or stop paying out my pension since I'm technically dead. At least let me get you something even nicer looking than that jacket you've taken a liking to. What's wrong with this jacket? It's got, I mean, it works for him. I don't know if anybody should be wearing it, but anyway, we still got plenty of time left. I'll go ahead and go ahead and leave you be. Take it easy, Master.
There are things in life you cannot avert your eyes from, no matter how hard you try.
Says the dude who's blind and closing his eyes.
Whether you can realize that fundamental truth is down to you, Van.
Did you just say you were going to leave me alone? I've said my piece. All that is left is for you to look within yourself and make your decision. Now then, I need something to pass the time. Perhaps a bike magazine or two will help. Maybe that's the magazines you meant. Yeah. That makes more sense than Van leaving behind horny mags, but at the same time, would I be surprised that Van had horny mags? Nah. Not in the slightest. A special feature. Hard-pounding courses with heart-stopping views. Color me intrigued. Well, just gonna, okay. Hey Van, we just wrapped up the breakfast menu for the day. What she said, no more from the morning menu for you. Don't care if you didn't get enough to eat, you lost your chance. Alright, I'm a grown-ass adult, I don't need to eat that much. I just drop by to kill time while I leave for work. Also, I just wanted to say, I'm so glad you made it here, back, safe and sound. Second that, sometimes you make for noisy neighbors, but it's hard to rest easy when things get too quiet. Especially now that I won't be seeing my Cray regular anymore. Oh yeah, guess you and that guy from Cray had some history, huh? Sorry. Yeah, since he helped me with the restaurant stock, we've got to know him pretty well. Going to his memorial service, as you can imagine. It's only fair we send him off for everything he did for us. Makes sense? Well, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, so things should still be lively around the office. But the source of the issue is gone now, so my assistants might split off soon. I'll believe it when I see it. Which I'll never see because I'll never open my eyes. Haha! It's a little hard to imagine they would. I was gonna ask earlier, but what about that racer? Did he stop by again? he has. He actually stopped by yesterday, thanks for asking. Meh. That's good, I guess. You alright, or? I suppose. He enjoyed his meal at least. What's the verdict? Anything between them or what? Blake, you don't gotta glare at me like that. Oh, you talk about Maxim? He's funny in a lame way. Get his ass. Get his ass. He's got his work cut out for him. Before anyone respects him as a father. Good luck, pal. I don't know if anybody should respect him as a father. Tolerate? Yeah, sure. Respect? That's a strong word right there, buddy. You know about Maxim? He's funny in a lame way. Arsh, don't let him hear that, okay? No, he needs to hear it. Just because I'm the #1 Maxim defender, I only have that title because everyone else is a little too harsh. That doesn't mean I'm not harsh, I'm just not as harsh. About the time your lot showed up. It's almost noon! Move your lazy asses. Yeah, he's not in a good mood. Guess I'll just head out and keep myself busy. I'm relieved to see you're all back home safe. Yue's extra energetic as of late, so you can't just leave her without someone to play with now. You got it.
What'll it be, hun?
Already
Come
got
back
all
soon.
these. I still got my pizza baguette from a few months ago, alright? I don't need another. Okay, so now we can talk to Anya's. Lady, your thing is broken?
Okay, that should do it. Oh, Van, is it almost time to go?
Getting there. We still got some time. Can't believe how lifelike this guy is. Professor Hamilton students or something else.
I was told there's more to him sleeping in the sun than just imitating dogs, too. He can turn the sun's rays into orbital energy.
Makes sense. I remember that being one of the areas Professor Hamilton was researching. Still, I know you've gotten real comfy around here over the past few months. It's almost time to start planning the next school festival, ain't it? Student council gonna get real busy soon?
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm starting to feel the pressure, to tell you the truth.
I think it's the part where either something really bad happens or the game ends. Like real suddenly. It was like a joke final chapter.
The end of April still feels like a long ways off now, but I know it'll be here before we know it. I was able to attend last year's festival just after enrolling, and there was just so much to see and do over those 3 days. It was hard to believe that the whole event was planned and executed by students alone, even if quite a lot of them did take part.
Yeah, it's a staple of spring in the capital at this point, especially with how many people check it out. And with your current president at the helm, I can see this upcoming one being a festival for the books.
The other student council members and I are a little worried about that. So you did attend Aramis then? Just like Elaine and Mr. Kincaid.
Yeah. Jumped out not too long after becoming a second-year student, though. Elaine and I were in the same year, while Rim was a third year. Second he had the chance, Rim took on being student council president, because of course he did. And because we'd known him for so long, we started helping out with the student council work too. Then Elaine stepped up and took the role of vice president once the former one decided to go abroad for a while. There you go. That's how the festival came to be, under one man's merciless watch.
I see. Of course, after getting to know you so well, I can imagine that whatever you organized for it was anything but typical.
Van can talk. He can only communicate via whistles now.
I'm sure Elaine was less than impressed with it.
What the hell?
While Mr. Kincaid thought it would be funny and thoroughly approved, even though he probably shouldn't have.
It's like you were right there with us. I still remember my first drink at the after party back then. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean first drink? I presume you mean non-alcoholic, Van, because that would make you an evil, vile person. Because, you know, you were, dare I even say the word, underage? You know about how much of a sweet tooth I've got, but not even the bitterest of alcohol. Oh my god, kill this man. Not even the bitterness of the alcohol could keep me from cracking a smile.
I should have known. You were pushing the boundaries of legality even as a teenager.
Is that how it works for Van's character? Like, you know, despite him being a goody two-shoes for like 95% of the game, they're like he drank alcohol once when he was underage, that's why he's a morally gray person? It's like all of his good deeds, like they barely counteract drinking alcohol when underage.
So the festival came to a close, and the student council elections were held in May. That's when Elaine became the next president. And when you dropped out, I assume. You did it without warning, too. Without so much as a single discussion with anyone beforehand.
Okay, so I guess maybe this is what she was referring to when she talks about Van leaving. Not the getting kidnapped as a child. Which would make more sense.
So, how right am I?
Okay, like I know you probably think I'm about to like disappear and that's why I was prepping you guys for like maybe we should break up the band, but I definitely wasn't gonna do that. You sure you're not psychic? It's like you're in my head.
Well, I know the average school year at RMS, so I just put two and two together after seeing the way you talk to them. That, and these last few months have also done wonders for my personal growth. I used to be this shy little girl who was afraid to leave her comfort zone. Someone who couldn't even speak her mind to the one family member she wished she could the most. But now, I feel like a whole new me. I can walk a little further, and I've learned to say what's in my heart. I have everyone here to thank for that. But most of all, I have you to thank for that.
Thought dividing my high school years was enough as a prize, but you weren't done, huh? At this rate, you're gonna have everyone running around at your beck and call, even more than Ren.
Oh, stop. I doubt that'll be the case. Though there is one person I wish would pay a bit more attention to me.
Shut up. What's up?
Nothing. I was just thinking that I still have a long road ahead of me.
Got to talk to him a bit on the phone after having Horacion, but that's it? Yeah, though I'm used to that by now. He said he was going to space, and he'd call me after the world ended. It seems like this year's Revolution Festival is going to be a big one, too, what with the memorial service and more besides. It's no wonder he doesn't have much time to dedicate to me right now. But he did say we could get together after the ceremony is over, thankfully. Wow, what a nice guy. I guess it's better than nothing. At least you can still see him. That is true. Compared to Elaine, I'm very fortunate. Can't even imagine what she must be going through. He's amazing to have been able to do what she did. To make what must have been an excruciating decision, even if it was the right one. I'm gonna be honest. If my dad was financially supporting the terrorist organization that blew up a nuclear bomb and killed like 1,000 people, I would relish in arresting his ass. There would be no, oh man. I feel like I got a better relationship with my dad than Elaine does with hers, okay? So I'm just saying, it shouldn't have been that hard of a decision. I don't think there are many people who could have followed through on that, brace or otherwise. I hate that the hard times clearly aren't over for her, but if you could just be there for her, I think she would like that very much. It's like almost like if they do something like completely and totally morally abhorrent, it's like easier than just being like kind of an asshole, you know? If you're like, okay, that's like that's a clean break, you know, supporting the terrorist organization financially, you know? If he'd just been like, you know, maybe they got a point. That's way more hard to deal with, I feel like. Because it's like, they're so far gone. Like, they're the primary monetary funder for an organization that kills civilians ruthlessly. Whereas if he had just been like, you know, I don't really know how I feel about those immigrants, that's like, you're like, how do I handle this? Do you try and fight that battle to reclaim their soul? Or, you know what? Do you just try and ignore it? Do you let it slowly destroy the relationship? You know, it's a much harder decision. I don't mean to put that responsibility squarely on your shoulders, of course. Mr. Kincaid and the guild should be there for it too, but... I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna give her the cold shoulder or anything. Won't make up for what I did 7 years ago, but I like to think I can be there for her in some way others can't. Sounds like she won't be back here for a while, though. I got a ton left to do in Arasion. What's that look for? Not proactive enough, you think? Don't mind me. I'm sure just knowing you want to comfort her would mean a lot in itself, really. But, okay. Sheesh, can't always please a teenager once they get to that age, I guess. Still. What is it? Why are you laughing? You lovebirds want to get a room? I didn't know you were all here. Is it already time to leave then? Might want to get your eyes checked if you thought we were seeing hard eyes. I don't know. Did you hear anything special, Zeros? His ass won't talk. He knows the Spriggan rules. He wouldn't snitch. Spriggan rule number 9. Don't fucking snitch. Unless it would be the morally right thing to do. And in this case, we've arbitrarily decided it's not the morally right thing to do. Not you two, Catro. You're just making small talk. Honest. Honestly, I feel a little better now, to be honest. Our futures may still be uncertain, but for now, we can continue to take each day as it comes. And we can. Sorry, I shouldn't have said what I did earlier. The boss is such a little troublemaker. Don't sweat it. They say not being able to read the room comes with old age. You know. One day you're gonna realize I'm still in my prime. It's always the same with you two. I'm old and chuckling. Forget it. Let's just see what's on the docket for today. Revolution Festival's 3 days out, and I wouldn't be surprised if the aftermath of Almada's destruction led to problems too. It's only 10:30, there's a lot of us. I think we can cover all the districts in this part of town by today, right? Right. Then let's get to work. Okay. I was still like slightly like, I feel like it's about to cut the credits. So Anya's Fairy and Aaron have joined the party. Select 2 other people. Give me Bogard, give me Judith. Okay. Because there was a part of like, are they playing a trick on me? Because that whole sequence had like if the final chapter had been more conclusive, that feels like that's the end of a game, right? Where it's like, hey, there's still some threads left to pull at, but you know, we'll deal with them later. If they didn't have like the Revolution Festival already set up as I guess the next main thing that something's gonna happen at, but
say, why not take some flowers with you?
Like that whole like kind of sequence just feels like that's when the camera slowly zooms out to reveal the sky and then it cuts to credits. It's terrible, terrible news. The Revolution Festival's been delayed. You serious? Because a ghost from 130 years past has risen from the grave and rent the Vantel district asunder. Well... No way! It's taking the president hostage. The government has sent Judith to negotiate. What? First I heard of it. This is... yeah. Guys, that wouldn't even be like the 10th craziest plot point in this game. Or in this series, I should say. In this game, it would probably crack the top 10, but in the series, nah. These stories are getting kind of old. Ever thought of writing a book, Grandma? Good at fiction. Did my story not land? Thought I would get more of a rise out of you than that. Learn to pick up on it. None of that stuff is fun for you, but don't go overboard, okay? I mean, it's not that crazy. Remember 2 videos ago where the sentient suit of armor attacked us? That's a ghost from 130 years ago, or at least 100-ish years ago. Could it have taken the president hostage? No, because he's secretly the strongest person in the universe until the next game after he dies. Or disappears. Oh, we should probably call it. Today is the day. My record's on the shelves now. My big debut's done and over with, but I'm still just as restless as I was before. Maybe I should hit up the record stores and see what people think. I do kind of want to see Raymond's jacket cover in action.
So...
Man, let's put a little show tonight to celebrate my debut. It'll be at the usual spot, the Blue Score. The owner there has really helped me out. Need to give this performance my all. It's the least I can do to repay his kindness. Alright, we will return to our raison d'etre in the next video with a little bit of NPC chatting. That will probably only take, what, maybe 15-20 minutes to talk to everybody in the city, I'm sure. And then we will... I don't know, eventually progress the plot again, maybe. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.